FP Days is brilliant. I typically hang out with people who program with the same language I do, which is Clojure, which are amazing people to hang out with. But here, there's a broader range of people, which allowed me to see new ideas and to gain new perspectives on functional programming.
It's been a great kind of alternative functional programming conference. It's not too focused on the theory. It's been a good mixture of hands-on tutorials, theory, but also practical sessions, and that's really what I've enjoyed the most.
It's very enjoyable to listen to people that are in the industry of FP that have been working with FP for quite a while. So the panel discussion last night, people talking about what are the popular memes, the way they see FP going and the way they see it being used and how it might be adopted. So there's lots to learn. It's been quite intense, but it's been enjoyable.
The thing that I'm really taking away from FP Days today is I keep hearing Clojure and Clojure and Clojure over again. And the other thing is a kind of interesting way that people are owning functional programming and deciding what they're going to do with it.
It's about solving real-world problems where every different language has its own niche space, and I think this is the best forum to learn about what language you should use to solve what problem.
Lots of great in-depth discussions, both technically and also more on the sort of business side, uptake, even talking about education and how people are taught functional programming. So I think it's just great, the whole breadth, but also the depth of all the discussion going on here.
I like the discussions that happen. Of course, there are different sessions that present different things, and people go and gather, and everyone talks about what he saw, and it creates this environment that is very interesting for getting new ideas.
Most of the FP conferences are in London. It's good to actually see them branch out into other locations, allowing a lot of the local community to attend.
So the big difference here at FP Days Cambridge, and I'm not sure if it's because it's the city or the nature of the event, is there are a lot more people involved in kind of real-world systems, so sensors, audio engineering, mechanical engineering, and as people who are mostly involved in web development, that's a whole kind of sector that we don't really get to see and talk to very much.
The fact that everyone's really interesting, really smart, and are able to communicate with each other in a non-threatening way. Although there's very different philosophical views, they don't turn into horrible arguments, they turn into productive debates, and I like that a lot.
It's not having different camps. There's not a Haskell camp, there's not a Clojure camp, and they're not fighting. Everyone's seeming to get along quite well, which is quite nice, and there's lots of synergies and people going across the boundaries to learn about different stuff.
I think this is a great event really for people not just already involved in functional programming, but people who've heard about functional programming, because you've got all the world's experts here talking not just about the sort of theoretical functional programming, but how it's really used in practice and how it's really changing the way people think about computing.
If you have any kind of interest in functional programming, if you think that, if you're seeing that it's a way to solve the kind of problems you're struggling to solve with your conventional techniques, especially if you're looking at multi-core systems or you're looking to break down very complicated systems into small, understandable parts, this is a conference to come and meet people who are doing that right now and can give you advice.